Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Please, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. Okay. Please kindly type in the comment section if you can hear me. Okay, okay. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me clearly? Okay, okay. Thank you. Okay. Few minutes. I'm coming. Just give me a few minutes. All right. So today you are welcome. Thank you so much for. I want to thank the organizers, which is the ESCO of the African Church Grammar School, Abeokuta Alumni Group, 1997 2003 sets, which I'm part of, and I'm glad to be part of you. Thank you so much. I thank the organizers. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I got that response. So I want to say a big thank you. So 5 investments you should consider in your 30s and 40s. 5 investments you should consider in your 30s and 40s. One thing I've come to realize when it comes to this issue of investments is that many people leave it to chance, maybe because we are not really taught. And even when we were taught as a theory. We were taught as a theory, not how to practicalize it. So some of us that know about investments, more or less like it is scattered knowledge. We have scattered knowledge of what investment is, and some are not even correct. It's not even the correct application or the correct perspective of what investment really is. Some people even think gambling, for instance, is an investment. You hear and maybe an argument as regards that. And that's what we want to look at. 5 investments you should consider in your 30s and 40s. So permit me, let me go to my slide so that we begin in earnest. Okay, let me see, I'm coming. I want to save my slide with change. All right. Okay, I guess I made a mistake there. Okay, I made a mistake there. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so which means I will not be able to go. Okay. Okay, let's go back here. So this webinar is not to pressurize anyone. I need to state that it's not to pressurize anyone, but to educate us on what is seldom taught within the 4 walls of our secondary and tertiary schools. This webinar is not to pressurize anyone, but to educate us on what is seldom taught within the 4 walls of our secondary and tertiary schools. What do I mean by this? Because some of us are already close to 40, considering the time when we left school, which is this alumni group now, which is 22 years ago. And we are already looking at it as if we are behind schedule, as if our mates are already ahead of us. But I want to say this, which I will be presenting in my next slide. There's this popular saying that says, a fool at 40 is a fool forever. A fool at 40 is a fool forever. I want to believe that that statement is not correct. And because of this statement, many people are under pressure to perform, to they are under peer pressure. At times we think it is those maybe who are in secondary school, teenagers who are under the influence of peer pressure. But I want to say even adults are under the influence of peer pressure, looking at what your colleagues are doing, looking at how others have been performing, what they have been doing in their lives, what they own, assets, and the rest. And it's as if you are behind the clock. I need to say this, that I go with the second, which says life begins at 40. There's this particular saying that says that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So which means even if you have not started at all prior to this time, and you're already close to 40, or maybe you are a bit above 40, you can still start. So it is not a rat race. It is not, we call it personal finance. It is personal to you. And that's why we are here to talk about it. It is personal. It is a personal thing. It's a personal journey. It is not supposed to be, to mount pressure on you that, oh, since you have not achieved this, maybe you're already a failure in life. Just like the first phrase says that, the first sentence says that a fool at 40 is a fool forever. He's not a fool forever. As long as he has a plan, as long as he has a future, he can always pick himself up and start. And we need to plan for the future, because whether we like it or not, either of this will happen to us. It's either we retire or we resign. It's either we retire or we resign. Either of these is going to happen to us. And the question is, when it happens, a time will come where you will no longer be able to exert your energy. You will not be able to apply your energy the way you are using it with vigor now. You will not be able to use it then, because age would have set in. Maybe by the time you are 60, same thing you are doing now, you will not be able to do it at the same capacity, at the same efficiency at that point in time. And that's why we need to prepare towards that time. You can see in the Nigerian structure, I don't know for other climes, but we can see that this age is usually 60. That by the time you are 60, it is believed that you are tired. And that's why they will tell you you should retire. It is believed that you should that you are tired at that point in time, and that you should retire. And that's why we need to plan for these days ahead. Because a major mistake I see many people make, and these are things that even baby boomers, those who are before us, because I see us, we are the millennials, those of us who are in the 30s, late 30s and early 40s, we are the millennials. The baby boomers, the Gen Xers, they made a mistake, and the mistake is simple. They believe that when they send their children to school, eventually when their children become a graduate, they will take care of them. So they usually make their children their retirement plan. They usually make their children their retirement plan, which is not supposed to be. To me, I believe that you investing in your children, sending them to school, giving them the best education is an investment for those children, making them a better person in the society, not for you. If you are making it all about you, that the reason why you are taking care of them, the reason why you are sending them to school, the reason why you are investing so much in their education is so that they can take care of you when you are old, then it means you are selfish as a parent. Our children are our responsibility. They should not be termed as retirement plan. So many baby boomers and the Gen Xers, they regretted this. They got to know this later in life, and that should not happen to us as millennials. It should not happen to us as millennials. We should have learned from them. And that's why we want to talk about these 5 investments. So without wasting much of our time, thank you, sir, Mr. Lincoln. So we should not make our children our retirement plan. And we also know, let me also say this, that the pension plan for some of us that we are into maybe private business, we are employees of an organization, either with private practice or the public sector. We know that pension is nothing to write home about now. So you need to think outside the box. You need to think outside pension. The pension can no longer sustain you after you retire. So you need to think outside that. And you need to start the planning now. So if we are, let's say, plus or minus around 40, which means you still have 20 years ahead of you. And the 5 investment I'll be talking about, they are things I do personally. I don't like teaching theory. I love practical. At times I have to go into an investment practically just because I know I'm going to teach it. So I will have to learn it, put my own money just because I want to learn it. So I'm going to teach us practical. So let's go ahead. So the first question is, what is investment number one? Investment number one. This very investments, people don't usually talk about it. I talk about it on some of my channels. It is investment in your capacity to generate more. Investments in your capacity to generate more. By the time I go to the next slide, you will understand. When we say capacity to generate more, let's move to the next slide so you understand my points. We have 2 major types of income, which means the money that comes into your hand. We have 2 major types. We have many types. We have like 7 types. We have profit income. We have the likes of dividend income. We have the likes of rental income. Many incomes like that. But I just want to simplify matters. I don't want to complicate matters for us. So let me simplify it as simple as I can. 2 major types of income. We have active income. We have passive income. Active and passive. The question is, what is the difference between these two? Because we are talking about number one, investments, investing in our capacity to generate more. And I said people don't usually talk about this, and that's why I made it number one. The prime age. We are still in the time where we can work with our time, effort, and energy. So let's go to the next slide. So you need to understand the difference. What is the difference? Active income, passive income. When we talk about active income, it means you work for money. You are working for money. You have a business, you are an employee, you are a freelancer, you have a side hustle. This kind of income requires either your time, effort, or energy, or the combination of the 3. Without you going to your workplace, you cannot collect salary, you cannot earn salary. You can't earn salary. So it is active. For instance, some people, if you don't go to your shop, you cannot make money. So which means it needs your physical appearance, it needs your energy, your time. But this is limited. Yes. However, people don't pay attention to this, and I'm going to give us practical examples so that we understand what I'm talking about. So you work for money. Passive income means your money works for you. This is what many people call investments. Your money works for you. So when you make money actively from your business, from being an employee 9 to 5, from being a freelancer, a content creator, a consultant, when you make money, you set a portion aside to begin to invest to generate passive income. That's when you send your money on an errand. So when you are generating active income, what you need is it will take your time. You need effort and you need energy. It takes your time, effort, and energy. But for passive income, what you need is knowledge, information, and exposure. You need knowledge, information, and exposure. You can please help us write it in the comment section. When you are making active income, you need time, effort, and energy. Without you putting in your time, without you going to your workplace, you cannot generate income. You cannot earn salary. You cannot make profits in your business. So what you need for active income is time, effort, and energy. What you need for passive income is knowledge, information, and exposure. And that's why we are here. Let's move on to the next slide. So when I spoke about the first investment you should consider is investment in your capacity to generate more. So Benjamin Franklin said, the best investment is investment in knowledge, in yourself. Investment in yourself. When we talk about investment in yourself, we are talking about investing in your capacity to generate more. So number one, invest in your career. I'm sure you'll be surprised. You'll be expecting me to say something like treasury bills, FJ savings bond, mutual funds. I'm not talking about that yet. The number one investment you should consider in this age and time, during this your prime year, your 30s, your 40s, is investment in your career, investment in your business, investment in skills. So when I say career, I mean certifications, I mean go for courses, I mean invest in your competence. Invest in certifications, invest in courses, invest in your competence. Let me give you an example. I had to do a recruitment for one of our clients. So we are looking for chartered accountants and accountants, normal accountants for that client. The chartered accountants will be earning 4 times what the ordinary accountants, the one that is not chartered, will be earning 4 times of what that ordinary accountant, we call him junior accountant, will be earning. So which means, let's say for instance, the junior accountant is earning 200,000, the chartered accountant will be earning 800,000 naira. So for instance, you now have a junior accountant who is earning 200,000 naira and is saying, oh, what can I invest in? Maybe I should begin to set 50,000 naira aside every month so I can begin to invest in stocks, I can begin to invest in mutual funds or treasury bills. If somebody of such should seek my counsel, what I usually tell people like that after going through their financial health check is to tell them that set money aside so that you can become a chartered accountant. Can you imagine that in 1 month, after you become a chartered accountant, your salary moved from 200,000 to 800,000? No matter how much you try, hardly will you see in passive investment vehicles that will give you such a return in a month. You are earning 200,000 naira now just because you earned a certification called ICANN. You are now doing what? You are now making 800,000 naira monthly instead of 200,000 naira. There is almost, maybe except for some of the investments, and they are high risk investments. They are high risk investments that can give you such return. But you want something that is stable and steady. I can tell you that your career, so don't let anybody castigate you for investing in your career. I'm an investment coach, so I know what I'm talking about. As long as you know that it's going to help your career, because that's you investing in your capacity to generate more from 200,000 to 800, from 200,000 to 500. So invest in your career. Let me cite the example of business. Invest in your business, personal business. For instance, a fashion designer who says, oh, I'm making money from my fashion business, and instead of you maybe buying a mannequin, I think that's doll baby that they usually wear clothes on. So what you have is the normal plastic one, which they sell for around less than 100,000 naira. And just because the way the clothes look on this mannequin, you cannot price it. You cannot make it pricey. Let me use that word. You cannot make it expensive. You cannot cost it upwards because it doesn't look so well. But there is this mannequin, if you buy it, if you invest in it, let's say that one is now 300,000 or 400,000 naira. It will help you to take quality pictures, and you can now review the price of your clothes. But you see some people, oh, what can I invest in? Invest in your business. So when I say invest in your business, invest in assets, invest in advertisement, invest in expansion. How can I expand my business? How can I promote my business? How can I invest in assets? If your business needs machineries, invest in it. Whatever will help you to generate more money, invest in it. That is the number one investment. Then the number 3 is skill. Soft skill, technical skills, excellence. Make sure you are excellent in what you do. That helps you to charge more. The states where I am, people don't really charge because it is not as expensive as Lagos. But I can tell you that I charge because I know what I'm doing. If you are excellent at what you do, people will they will even be thanking you after paying you. They will say, thank you for your service. So be excellent, invest in skill, invest in soft skills, technical skill, and make sure you are excellent at what you do. It's the Bible that says, whatsoever your hand findeth to do, do it with all your might, for there's no talent where you are going to. Do it with all your might. So that is number one, investments. Can somebody help us to write it in the comment section? Investment number one, investment in your capacity to generate more. Don't take this lightly. Invest in your capacity to generate more active income. That's number one. Number two is what I call equity investments. Equity investments. Investment number two, equity investments. So when we talk about equity investment, what do we mean? We mean shares and stocks. Shares and stocks. I know in Nigeria, something happened in 2008, the market crash, and it wasn't in Nigeria alone. It happened all over the world. The matter started from US and it spiraled down to Africa, to UK. Everywhere was touched. Everywhere. So eventually there was a market crash in 2008. I was having a discussion with someone during the week. He said he lost, I think, around 39 million naira during that time. But the person is back in equity market today because the narrative they are pushing to us concerning investing in shares and stocks is that it's a scam, it's a gamble. No, I won't. You are my friend. I can't lead you astray. Just know that. I can't lead you astray. If it is not good, I will tell you it's not good. If somebody should ask me, should I invest in cryptocurrency? I need to know your type of person. I need to know your risk appetite. I need to know your personal preference. I need to know your investment objective. I need to know your risk tolerance before I can invest you in such. But for this, I can tell you that it is something you should consider. Number two, investment in equity, which is shares and stocks. And in this current day and time, the Nigerian shares and stocks is well regulated. As long as you have a professional who is ready to teach you and take you through it. And sincerely, in all honesty, I'm available for the alumni group. That's just by the way. I'm available as much as I have a tight schedule, as much as I have a busy schedule. But as long as it is the alumni group, as in, I know I'm available. So, equity and shares. So, what is equity and what is shares and stock? A stock is a collection of shares in one or more company because usually we use it interchangeably. While a share is a single unit of ownership in a company. So, at times, you are working and you are making money. And there's no room for growth in your career or anything, or even in your business. You are sitting on a lot of cash. It is high time you begin to set aside a portion of your income every month to begin to invest. Please don't forget what I said at the beginning. The note I gave at the beginning. I said, this is not to pressurize us, but to educate us. It is not to pressurize us. Don't say, oh, some people can afford that. It is you having a plan. Can you do it? Absolutely, yes. Do you have to be rich to invest in shares and stock? Absolutely no. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have the millions. You can start small and grow your way. The moment you begin to see results in the shares and stock market, I want to tell you that you will want to get money to invest almost every month. So you can decide to start. And as at the time of making this video, according to the pattern trends we have studied, November, December is a time to buy stocks, to invest in stocks, especially November, December is a good time. The current market is on a downward trend and you need to get into it. It's a time to invest in stocks. Nevertheless, please, if you're on the alumni group, you can ask your question on the alumni group. Or and if you know you cannot ask on the alumni group, you can private chat me. As long as I see that you are from the alumni group, Yes, you can ask your questions. You can ask your questions. Yes. As long as you are on the alumni group and I see that we belong to the same group, which is the alumni group, I will attend to it. So you can private chat me if you don't want to ask your question on the alumni group on any of the things we are talking about today. So let's move ahead. So you can invest in shares, invest in solid companies. Don't let anybody cajole you that, oh, they bought one share in 2003. This is not 2003. As at 2008, when there was market crash, we were using Symbian phone. We weren't using Android. We weren't using iOS. Technology has helped us now. So don't let anybody tell you stories of what happened in 2008. This is not 2008. This is 2000. This is 2025. Let's go ahead. So what are the steps for you to start investing in shares and stocks? Number one, you need to choose a broker. I will drop a, what's it called? A screenshot on the group of one of the stockbroker we can use. We can use Meritrade, you can use United Capital or Atlas Portfolio. But for the one I will drop on the group, it is Meritrade. Meritrade. That's number one. So once you choose a stockbroker, you open a CSCS account. Why do I say Meritrade? Let me quickly say this. We have sub-brokers and we have directly licensed stockbrokers. Directly licensed stockbrokers, they only charge you once. And their charges are simple. They are what's it called? They are cheap. Unlike the sub-brokers, they charge you twice. Their charges are expensive. So the profit you even make at times is eaten by those charges. So that's number two. You open a CSCS account. So even if any of these, when you are using a one thing happens, one thing or the other happens to this stockbroker, as long as you have your CSCS account, you are safe. You only need to know your CSCS account number. Number three, you fund your accounts. Then number four, you buy your first stock. You buy your first stock. For those who have been following me on Facebook, I've seen some of us chat me, can I teach us on Facebook? And that's why we are organizing this. That's why the ESCO, and it's a shout out to all the ESCOs and even the immediate past presidents. Thank you so much. I do not say thank you so much for that privilege of making me to bring this to the house. So you buy your first stock. So that is the step. Choose a stockbroker, open a CSCS account, you answer your KYC. KYC is KYC simply means know your customer, where you have to submit your NEPA bill, you submit your what's it called? Your BVN. Don't be afraid of submitting your BVN. Don't worry, it's safe. Your BVN on those platforms, and I think your signature, then either your international passport or NIN, or maybe your voter's card. So you answer your KYC, then you fund the account, then you buy your first stock. So let me quickly talk about common misconception about shares and stocks. Common misconception. I just want to talk about 4. Number one is that you need a lot of money to start investing. It's a lie. You don't need a lot of money. With as little as 5,000 naira, you can start investing in shares and stocks in this day and time. With as little as 5,000 naira, fine, you may not really see more changes. But what I'm trying to say is, the moment you see your 5,000 naira grow to 6,000 naira, you will be encouraged to put in more. I hope you get my point. The client I saw during the week is a family friend, was talking about, he just checked the stock he bought in 2021. And those stocks have really moved this year, has moved in the past years, as in the last 4 years. So as little as 5,000 naira, you can start. Stocks are just like gambling. No, it's absolutely different from gambling. You may say, what kind of stocks am I going to buy? That's why I said, I'm there for you on the group. I'm there for you on the group. So you don't know the kind of stocks to buy, chat me up privately, or you ask on the group. If you don't mind, you can ask from the group. The advantage of asking on the group is that other people will have the advantage of learning, and also those that does not want to do it before now, they will also be encouraged to do it. And next year, I need to drop this. It is projected that the Nigerian economy is likely to become better. There's no other reason. Election is coming in 2027. So people have been asking me, should I invest in dollars or should I invest in naira? I usually tell them, before the election in 2027, if you are in Nigeria, invest in naira, because the economy is projected to be good. And it's just because APC wants to try to win the election. So they are trying to convince the populace, they are trying to convince the population that the economy is getting better. That's why you can see that the prices of foods are now coming down It's just they want to play it, and we are ready. We are ready for them. We take advantage of that economy that they want to make better. That's why you even see that inflation is dropping. I think from 32%, it came down to 28%. It came down to 22%. Inflation, the last inflation for September is at 18%. So they are trying to prove to us that the economy is getting better. So take advantage of what will happen. Just try it for 1 year. These shares and stocks of a thing. So, and don't go and buy stocks randomly. Just as I said, I'm there for you on the group. Okay. So it is not gambling. It is not gambling. Stocks is not gambling. Once you know what you are doing, or you have somebody who knows what he is doing. This is what I do almost every day. And I have to go to the market, check what is happening. And that's number 3. All stocks are risky. Not all stocks are risky. No, there are some stocks that are risky on the group, because I have people that I mentor on a separate group, and I was dropping a voice note for them. There's this particular stock last week that has been doing so well, ASO Savings and Loan. It has doubled in price. And I remember somebody asked the question, and I did an analysis of their financial statement, and I said, anybody that is investing in this stock is gambling. It is nothing but gambling, because their account is in shambles. Their cash flow is zero. The only thing they are making is profit. Their balance sheet, their assets is nothing to write home about. It's nothing but gambling. So when you buy such stocks, you are gambling with it. You are gambling with your money. So that's why you need somebody who knows the markets and can tell you that this is the reason. Some people called me during the week, even from the alumni group. I had a discussion with some of the people, some of our colleagues in the alumni group, and I said, whenever you want to buy stocks, know the reason why you are buying, telling you the reason to buy. What if the government after election starts to go back to bring policy that destroys the economy? That's why I said you study it for 1 year. That's why I said you do it for 1 year. I said before the election, if you want to invest, whether in dollars or you should invest in naira, for me, before the election, for short term, invest in naira. Take advantage of the economy. That's what we do. We look at macroeconomic events, and based on what we can see, what we can perceive. And it started this year. There are stocks that has done 500%, 600% this year, 400%. We took advantage of the economy. While some people are seeing chaos, they are seeing negativity in the economy, we are looking at the positives in the economy, and we are taking advantage of what is happening in the economy. That's what investors do. They take advantage of what is happening in the economy. The new tax law that is happening, how can we take advantage of it instead of just complaining? So before the election, definitely, if you have to go out of the market, go out of the market. And if you know you are going long term, go long term. Let me cite an example. I know that on a normal day, November, December, stocks usually come down. If I wanted to do it, I would have pulled out of the market. I would have pulled out of the market, but I had to stay in the market because I'm going on a long run. My goal is, okay, in the next 10 years. My goal is in the next 15 years. So it is not short-term in nature. So please understand that. So that's why I usually tell people, don't bring short-term money into the shares and stock markets. It is a long-term investment vehicle. It is not a short-term investment vehicle. If you are looking for short-term, go for commercial paper, go for treasury bills, go for FGN savings bond. Those are short-term vehicle. Go for MMF. Go for mutual funds, equity mutual funds, specialized fund. Those are okay. No problem, no problem. I'll drop it on the group. No problem. So don't use, invest shares and stocks is a long-term thing. Number 4, you can get rich quickly. It is not a get rich quick scheme. It is not a gamble. I read during the week in the newspaper that less than 4% of Nigerians invest in the Nigerian stock markets. That's why I'm not even talking about the US stock markets. I invest also in the US stock market. I use it to diversify. I invest in cryptocurrency. But I'm not even talking about that. As a starter, start with, I'm going to mention number 1, 2, and 3. As a starter, you can start with those 3. Start with what I'm going to mention. I've mentioned number 1, which is your career, your business, your capacity to generate more. But if you are now thinking of passive income, please, and when we talk about passive income, let me quickly say this. You use investment, passive income, to grow your money, not to make money. There's a difference between making money and growing money. Making money has to do with your active means of generating money. Growing money means you are giving it time. Mr. Raphael, okay, after investing through broker and the broker closes down, how can I recover your money? I said it already. You have something called the CSCS number. As long as you have your CSCS number, the broker is just a means. Your money is not with the broker. Your money is not with the broker, it's with CSCS. The CSCS is an arm of NGS Group. Is an entity on its own. If you are going into the stock market, you have to have a positive mindset. You need to have a positive mindset. So even if it closes down, you can recover as long as you have your CSCS number. Even if you don't have your CSCS number, there's a website, the SEC website, where you just need to type your name. Once you type your name, it will bring out all the stocks you have. That's why I usually tell people, invest in knowledge before you put your money in anything. I'm still going to show us something now. So, because any investment at its own risk, the major way I make my money is through real estate. But I can tell you the risk in real estate is much more than shares and stocks. Major way, many people know me here on Facebook. I do real estate, but I can tell you the risk in real estate is much more than this. But we don't come out to talk about the risk, the Omonile risk, the land grabber risk, the government risk. We don't come out to talk about those ones. How can one join the group? Oh, the group is, sure, you must have come from another group, or maybe you are a follower of you follow me on, you are a subscriber on YouTube. I guess you have to go through CIF Academy and chat the number there. It is my official line. So once you tell me that you attended this lecture, I will attend to you. Okay. Okay, with the website is cifacademy.com.ng, cifacademy.com.ng. So just once you get to that website, the WhatsApp number on it is my official line. So just let me know that you attended this, our alumni, Afrograms alumni webinar. Okay, please let me continue so I can entertain questions later, because I still have 2-3 more things to talk about. So the question is, can you get rich quickly with stocks? I can tell you yes, but that is not the aim. That is not the aim, to get rich quickly. It is possible. I can tell you what the stock market has done this year, but that is not the aim. The game is we need time, patience, and consistency. Let's move ahead. Let me show you this. I've always been talking about it. This is one out of many. We still have the likes of UACN, we still have the likes of NACO, we still have the likes of Okomu that has done as much as this. But what you see on the screen now, and you don't get to see this thing on social media. What you get to see on social media is the negative side. And the reason is simple. People are making money silently in the stock markets. I can tell you that. It's fact. It was when I got into the stock market, I saw the potential in it. And that's one of the reasons why I started teaching it. This is Presco. Presco PLC, they are into palm oil. This very stock was selling for 33 Naira as at April 2020, shortly after COVID. 33 Naira per share. So which means if you bought 100,000 units as at that April 2020, do you know how much they are selling Presco now per share? It is 1,480 Naira. 1,480 Naira. But you will not see this on social media. Which means if you invested 3.3 million Naira in Presco as at April 2020, today it is worth 148 million Naira. But you know why you will not see something of this nature everywhere? As a real estate person who sells real estate, I want you to buy real estate. So I'll be giving you positive of real estate. Oh, this person buy 10,000 Naira. He bought the land 10,000 Naira. Today it is worth 10 million Naira, because I want you to buy my land. But for this one, I'm not selling you anything. I'm making silent money. So people are making money in the stock market. They are making what we call silent money. The only difference between stock and real estate is that Stock is designed in such a way that your money can go down. If you invest 1 million naira, for instance, your 1 million naira can go down to 700,000 naira, but if you give it time, it will come back up. As long as you are invested in good companies, it will come back up. Yes, don't buy random stocks. Yes, thank you, ma. Don't buy random stocks. Make sure you know what you are doing. So, nobody will tell you this. I will not even come. It's not that I started saying I will start lecturing people that they should also consider this. So, Okomu also is like this. NACO is like this. You mean websites where when brokers disappoint? It's just SEC, Security Exchange Commission. Security Exchange Commission. Go to their website. It is, I think, sec.gov.ng/non-mandated. That is the website. That's where you search for your name. sec.gov.ng/non-mandated. Okay, so let me go ahead because of our time. We've spent 41 minutes. I'm targeting maybe 1 hour, so that especially for some of us that joined from the diaspora. Number 3 investment is real estate or REITs. REITs simply means real estate investment trust scheme. Real estate investment trust scheme. Oh, Mr. Tokwe, I know. Definitely we have to chat after this. So you can ask your question on the group. And if you feel like private chatting me, but I know we've been having this discussion on Facebook. So Mr. Tokwe, you can ask your question on the group or whatever one is convenient for you. Okay, so real estate or REITs. Just like I said, I'm not teaching theory, I'm teaching practical. I teach what I practice. There are many investments I go into, but I'm picking the best 3 that is suitable for us in this our age, 30 and 40. So real estate or REITs. So what do I mean by real estate or REITs? For me, I don't do all real estate. We have the likes of rental property. Those ones are capital intensive, commercial property. But I do 3. Number 1 is land banking. I buy land, I hold it, I keep it, and I sell. I will sell later or do whatever I like with it later. Number 2, I do land retailing. I buy a portion of land, an expanse of land. I cut it into pieces, into plots, and I resell. That's number 2. If you need knowledge on this, you have capital. You have capital. When I say capital, you need capital for this. But in case you don't have a capital and you still want to get into real estate, then go for REITs. Go for REITs. You can start REITs with as low as 10,000 naira. You only need to increase your stake. Land banking, land retailing, REITs. So if you don't have the capital to go into land banking or land retailing, then go for REITs. And if you want to even go into land banking, land retailing, you need to understand the Nigerian law, the 1978 Use Act. You need to understand what we call the cultural intelligence. You need to understand title and documentation. I think I've made a whole lot of course on real estate. I've made it in the past. It's even on the YouTube channel. So talking about the Land Use Act, a major risk in the real estate industry is what we call the Land Use Act. Imagine we are in 2025 and we are still using a law enacted in 1978 in 2025. And that law only favors the government, not the investors. It favors majorly the government. And that's why they are not ready to amend or do anything. So if you know you cannot go with those ones, you don't have the capital, you can think of REIT. So that's the 3rd investment you should think of. Make sure you think of that investment. Number 4, this is also important. Very, very important. And I will tell you the reason why it is so important. It is called the Money Market Fund, MMF. And if you want to do it, I will suggest you use a bank like you use Stanbic IBTC. That's what I use personally. I use Stanbic IBTC. You can use money. You can use United Capital. United Capital belongs to this company, UBA or ARM, but I think think the KYC of ARM usually takes time. At times they don't respond, but Stanbic IBTC is good for you. You can go through Stanbic IBTC. So what is money market fund? MMF, we call it MMF, is a type of mutual fund that pulls money from investors and invest mainly in short-term, low-risk, interest-bearing instruments. If you invest in money market fund now, as of today, it's giving around the range of 16 to 18%. 16 to 18%. So I usually tell people that instead of doing FGN savings bond, instead of doing treasury bills, commercial paper, you are thinking of doing them separately, just don't disturb yourself. Go for MMF. Go for MMF. And why do I say MMF? You will understand now. Now, see this. Every other investment like the FGN savings bond, treasury bills, commercial paper, fixed deposits, certificate of deposit, all those ones, they give you the effect called simple interest effects. Simple interest effects. But MMF has an advantage, which we call the compound interest effect, which means you can decide not to take your interest out. You are paid quarterly. Your interest is paid every 3 months. Now, I usually advise people that they should leave it there, reinvest it, let compound interest work in your advantage. Let it work to your advantage. What do I mean? See the first one, which is the simple interest. If you invest 1 million naira at 18% for 25 years, at the end of 25 years, simple interest, you will have 4.5 million naira. That's the whole interest you will collect, 4.5 million naira. But if you invest in a vehicle like MMF, money market fund, and is returning 18% on a yearly basis for the next 25 years, and you don't take interest, you don't take it out, you reinvest it. At the end of 25 years, see what it will give you, 62 million naira. See 62 million compared to 4.5 million. It is called the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest effect. So you can use a calculator on Google, you can just Google compound interest. It's something that the brain cannot comprehend, the way compound interest works. It is called the eighth wonder of the world. So you can decide to discipline yourself and be investing every month. Let's say 5,000, 10,000, depending on your capacity, every month. Don't collect the interest. Don't collect the interest. Just tell them to reinvest it for you. And by the time you are 60, which is 20 years time, see what the money would have become. So that's another thing. That's another investment. Money market fund. So number one, we've spoken about invest in your capacity to generate more, which means invest in your career, invest in your skills, invest in your business. Number two, I spoke about invest in shares and stocks. In this context, I did not talk about foreign stocks because foreign stocks require, number one, more capital than Nigerian stocks. Number two, is that the risk involved in foreign stocks is much more than the one in Nigeria. For instance, in Nigerian stocks, the maximum you can lose on your capital is 10%, and the maximum you can gain in a day is 10%. But for foreign stock, you can invest 1 million naira today, and that 1 million naira in one day can go to 300,000 in one day. But if you invest 1 million naira in Nigerian stocks today, the maximum it can go to is 900,000. So it is well regulated. So that's why I said, now if you have mastered Nigerian stocks, you can now begin to diversify. At that point in time too, you can still ask me, okay, what kind of stocks should I invest in? But I want people to have done the ones in Nigeria, especially I've seen the potential that the Nigerian stock market is doing now. And the tax also, the new tax law favors investments in Nigerian stocks. They want us to invest in Nigerian stocks. So that's why they are telling you that any money you make in the Nigerian stocks, as long as it is not up to 150 million naira sales proceeds, you are not going to pay tax on it. You are not going to pay tax. So they are giving us advantage. That's why many people also will begin to invest in shares and stocks next year. So number three is real estate and REITs. Real estate and REITs. Okay, thank you, Kenny Tails. GT Bank MMF is easy and accessible. Oh, thank you for that. I've not tried GTB. So somebody is telling us in the comment section that GTB also has MMF. So you can try it. So the last but not the least, investments. The last but not the least. This is not any form of investment that I just want to talk about this. There is this quote that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I say that again. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. What is the number 5 type of investments that you should consider in your 30s and your 40s? Invest in quality relationships. Invest in quality. I'm not talking about parasitic relationship. I'm not talking about entitled relationship. I'm not talking about transactional relationship. I mean quality relationship. Relationship that are symbiotic. I think Dr. Shane Robinson will maybe sometimes will have to take us on this aspect of relationship, quality relationship. I'm still learning this from her, and I'm confessing it publicly. Invest in quality relationship. Okay, I should talk about, there's a difference between making money and growing money. Absolutely. Growing money takes time. Making money, you just need your time, effort, and energy. It is active in nature. Growing money is passive in nature. So invest in quality relationship. Please, this is important. It's crucial. You will be introduced to opportunity because of your quality relationship. So please, let us invest in quality relationship. Don't go into relationship because of what you want to collect from the relationship. Go with the mindset of somebody who wants to contribute. Have relationship where you have quality conversation, crucial conversation, intelligent conversation around finance, money, future, family. Invest in quality. On our alumni group, I had intelligent conversation with like 2 of us. Like 2 of us. Somebody called from US. We had like close to 3 hours. We first did our own reunion. I'm sure he's here because he said he's going to make sure he's here. We spoke for 2 hours, 58 minutes. We're just talking, having intelligent conversation. Invest in quality relationship. It matters a lot so that we can grow together. So, just like Stephen Covey said, the author of seven Habits of Highly Effective People, he said, building and repairing quality relationships are long-term investments. And please, I'm saying this to my friends on the alumni group, it is not a time to think, oh, science class, commercial class, art class. Our welfare person, which is Elizabeth, she has told us that it is time to ditch that. It is not a matter of, I don't talk to this person, oh, he was in commercial class. No, we have gone past that level now. So please, let us ditch all those mindset of cliques, all those things. It is time to invest in quality relationships. So thank you so much it is 7 minutes to 8. I planned 1 hour that I won't take much more than an hour. Okay, I need to say this before I close. I think I have 7 minutes more. Another major mistake that people make that they realize late in life, maybe by the time you are retiring, is to believe that their personal house is an investment. The house you build for yourself is an investment. Your house is not an investment. Your house is an achievement. Your personal house is not an investment because it's not generating money for you. It's not a money generating vehicle. It is an achievement and it is a valid achievement. I'm not saying, but what I'm trying to say is that you have built your house. Oh, don't see it as an investment. It's an achievement. So think of investment. Pick out of any of these 3, or you can go with any of the 3 I've mentioned in terms of monetary terms, shares and stocks, MMF, or real estate, or REITs. Please understand this. Your personal house is not an investment. It is an achievement. You don't pray to sell that house when you are 60. You don't pray to sell that house when there's no food on your table. You want to have cash flow then. Maybe have dividend paying stocks, have MMF that is already. There are some things I wish to share because people usually have a session with me or want to consult with you, and I go through their investment objective, going through their financial, and I can share a lot of examples. And people usually come there in their 60s, in their 50s. And that's why I think I should quickly bring this topic to us that please let us start early. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. And as we are heading into 2026, please, I need to also say this. On the alumni group, let us plan on a webinar that is titled Goal Setting. Dr. Shane Robinson, please, I think, or Dami Akande, please kindly take note of that. Goal setting. Let us set goals for 2026. Let's, maybe one of us, I know Dr. Shane will know more about this topic. Let's talk about it. Let's organize a webinar like this. Goal setting for 2026. Can you imagine 22 players on the field without a goal post? We need goal setting for 2026 so that we can maximize 2026. I want to say thank you so much for having me. If you have any question, ask on the group. Yes, Mr. Tokpe, thank you. Tokpe, goal setting for 2026. If we can have this webinar in December, it will be good for us. If we can have it, we are really interested. Let's grow together. Let's grow together. By the time we are 50, 60, it is not necessarily we even get to that age before we retire. For me, I'm planning 50. By the time I'm 50, I will retire. I'll be 40 next year. I'm planning to retire by 50. I'm giving myself 11 years from now. When I say retire, not that I want to start sitting down at home, but when I don't have to work for money, already I have enough investment that is paying my bills. Then I work at will. I'm just working just to enjoy myself. I'm not constrained to take up any job just because I have to put food on my table. No, I'm giving myself 11 years from now. So let's set goals so that we can grow. Alumni group, I won't hide information from you. Take it from me. Those who have private chatted me knows I won't hide information. As long as I know it, I will give you. I won't gatekeep. Take it from me. I can do that to outsiders, but not my alumni group. So thank you so much for having me. Ask your question on the group or you private chat me. So we have come to the end of this webinar. It is 7:57 already Nigerian time. And my plan is I don't want to spend more than an hour because of some of us that will still have other things to do and also to prepare for the week ahead. Thank you, Mr. Tokpe. Can we get practical steps on starting today? Oh, yes, I will drop for shares and stocks. I will drop a video, 2 videos on the group, and I will drop Meritrade logo so that you can see the logo you are downloading. Start with that. And also MMF, maybe I will also drop their Stanbic IBTC. Try Stanbic IBTC for MMF. Stanbic IBTC for MMF. So practical steps, I will do that on the group. I will immediately I drop now, I will come on the group to answer questions and also to make sure I drop some of the things we can do to start. So please don't leave it till December. Start now. Start, open the account now or fill your KYC now. And I pray that the Lord will help us and make it achievable. It is good when all of us, we are flying up there. So see you on the group. Thank you so much.